What is going on, guys? Mike here with Chit Chat Gaming. And yes, I know it's been a minute since I've been back, but you gotta have something to really want to talk about to make YouTube content, of course, or make videos on YouTube for content. But thank God that this past week, we saw the Xbox Direct Showcase. Definitely saw some great games there. South of Midnight, Doom, Dark Ages. We saw Ninja Gaiden 4. Of course, Avowed's coming out. So there's definitely some great games that's coming out here on the horizon. Not to mention the fact that we're going to be seeing a lot more information, hearing a lot more information about the Switch 2 as that approaches. And that's probably the biggest thing that I'm really excited about here with gaming. But with that being said, though, I was sitting in my game room the other day, just hanging out, and I happened to be looking at my Amiibo collection, and I'm like, you know what? I miss Amiibo, and I want to talk about Amiibo here because there's a lot of games that have come out here on Nintendo Switch that has not had Amiibo. And that was never the case back in the day. Back in the day, Amiibo was out for everything, literally everything. And I want to start with here, as you can see, I got a poster that I've had for quite some time here in the background that I actually got at my son's book fair he had in the library. It was like $5. I know I had to have at the time because that's when Amiibo kind of first came out. And speaking of that, my very first Amiibo I ever got here was, of course, the Super Smash Brothers Mario Amiibo. I think the second one I got was going to be the, I believe it was the Yoshi's Amiibo. And that's kind of where it started at. And now I'm not one of those people who had to have every single Amiibo that's out there. I got a couple friends, and I know of people who literally had to go out and collect every single Amiibo. And the hunt was real. The hunt was crazy. It was expensive. And it was nuts. It was like finding Pokemon cards. It was absolutely crazy there for a little while. But for me personally, though, I'm one of those ones that I went out and I found Amiibo that I liked, that I may have have a connection with, I thought looked cool, or that I could use in games, of course. Because keep in mind, not only are these like little cute statues and such, but they are, they're used for for actual games. This right here is probably the hardest Amiibo I've ever had a chance to, or had a hard time finding anyways. And that was going to be the Majora's Mask Link. This one was just absolutely impossible. It took so long for me to find, but it's probably one of my favorite Amiibo as well too. Just absolutely love it. But again, though, like I said, you can use these inside the games. Games like Super Smash Brothers, of course, didn't really do a whole lot. You can use them as like a Amiibo fighter, where basically it was like an NPC type of player that you could upgrade. You could train and such as well too, to go against other players or to team on your side and such. But games like like Splatoon, you could use certain Amiibos to get super different kind of armor and stuff for your characters, or get different kind of abilities and so forth. So definitely a great place for Amiibo was in Splatoon games. Then of course you had things like Zelda Breath of the Wild, where you could actually use the Amiibo to drop in different kinds of crates and such, different kind of treasures and such, treasure chests and such. I had different kind of skins and armor and food and everything else that you could use throughout the game. That's probably the most useful I've ever had with my Amiibo. But other than that, though, there's lots of other games that you could use these in. Things like, of course, with Yoshi's Woolly World and such, you had the Poochie Amiibo. Of course, you had all the different color. This is probably one of the hardest ones to find. They say one of the most rare ones. They say, anyways. But I had the other Yarn Amiibo as well too, sitting back there. Those are actually really cool. One of the last Amiibo. Let's just show us one here first. One of my favorite Amiibo is the Shovel Knight Amiibo as well here too. Then of course you had things like this one here, which is probably one of the most, the last Amiibo I have. Well, I have the Sora Amiibo from Super Smash Brothers. But other than that, though, this one here, of course, is the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Link. This is probably one of the last ones I ever had. And I know they made more since then, but for me personally, this is probably one of the most recent ones I remember collecting. But there's games that have come out that I'm surprised have not gotten Amiibos. Things even like the Mario tennis games, the Mario golf games, and you can easily make Amiibos of those. Super Mario Wonder. I'm so shocked that we did not get any kind of Amiibo for Super Mario Wonder, considering the fact of all the different characters, all the different skins, all the different abilities, everything that's in that game that you could literally make Amiibo off of and make money off of. I'm shocked that Nintendo didn't do that. Of course, you had games like The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. I'm surprised, even though yes, you have some of the Link's Awakening, because it's kind of the same. It is the same art style and such, but there's other different characters and stuff in that you could have made, or just in basic, just in general, you could have made a Amiibo off that game. But again, with that being said, though, even the games like Double Dragon and such that have come out, even the Turtle games, there's several Ninja Turtle games that's come out as well too. You could easily make Amiibo off that, because they made Bayonetta Amiibos, Bayonetta Amiibos, and then they've also made, like I mentioned, games like Shovel Knight. So it's not like they don't make third-party Amiibos. Yes, a lot of these Amiibos are used in Super Smash Brothers and so forth, But again, though, there's other games that have come out, and since, you know, the Amiibo craze kind of slowed down, that they definitely, you know, could have definitely made lots of different Amiibos for. And I'm surprised Nintendo did not dip into that market and do so. So again, I'm curious to see whether or not we definitely see Amiibos come out, because like I said, I miss them. Yes, they could be expensive. I mean, I think some of them were like in the $30. They're 2-packs. We're usually like in the $30 range and so forth. I think some were in the $40. I think my most expensive one was the Samus and the Metroid Amiibo. Yeah, but with that being said, though, they definitely made lots of different Amiibos on different games anyways that were definitely expensive. But for the most part, though, I think they're like, from anywhere from like $15 to $20. Some you could pick up for $13. I remember getting some of my my Animal Crossing New Horizon Amiibo and such picked up at a super cheap price, and even like the old Animal Crossing Amiibos and such too. Those you could definitely get at a pretty good price, anyways, back in the day. But again, I want to know here what you guys think here. Do you miss Amiibos? Do you miss Amiibo collecting, or do you not miss it at all because it was expensive, it was hard, and it was just annoying? I know I got a couple of friends who were the same route. One friend gave up completely just because of the fact that it was just becoming to be number one, expensive, but also it's just so hard to find certain Amiibo and such that just drove them insane. So they actually ended up quitting collecting Amiibos. But for me personally, though, I do miss it. I hope that they definitely kind of bring back Amiibos. I know they're kind of a thing of the past to a degree, but they were cool, right? They were cool. You could scan them into games. Of course, like little statues that you could put on your shelf and such, but they were cool, man. I actually miss them. I love, collecting them, and I hope they definitely get back into it here with certain games. And again, I just cannot believe that they never made Super Mario Wonder Amiibo. That there just shocks me. But with the Switch 2 coming out here and everything else, I'm curious to see what you guys think here. Do you guys think that they're going to start making Amiibo again? Are they going to come up with something else? I mean, they had the Amiibo cards and such that they use for like Animal Crossing and New Horizons and so forth, and other games that they use the cards for. But there is Amiibo cards, that came out as well too. So is that cheaper to make? Maybe. I don't know. But either way, though, I think that the Amiibo craze was once really great. I think it could probably be great again. Let's make Amiibo great again. Yeah, let's just use that tagline here. But I really think that Amiibo definitely should see the light of day again, and it might happen. I know they still release them here and there, like I mentioned, but I'm curious to see with the Switch 2 coming out if we get a full-on Amiibo craze once again. So let me know down below what you guys think here. Like I mentioned, do you want them? Do you not want them? Do you think it's not going to happen? Again, sound off down below. I love reading what you guys have to say. So make sure you guys like this video if you choose to. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and make sure you turn on that bell notification to update with all things here. That is Chit Chat Gaming here on Chitty's World. And as always, guys, happy gaming.